Hey guys, this is Arelis. Mages will be joining us in just a second. Hope your night is
So
going
I'm
well.
right here already, just trying to pull up the screen.
I get the feeling this is going to be an amazing race to watch after the last one finished. That was incredibly epic towards the end. Neck and neck, back and forth on Chaos.
Ah, I'll have to watch the clip on that one. Sorry, I missed it while getting everything set up.
I'm a little excited to see whether or not we'll have a little bit more divergence in this one. It made sense. Everybody was kind of following a linear route the first time. It just kind of made sense. I know for our regular race, I was quite excited to see we had a semi-early Black Panther last seed, and we'll see where it ends up in this one.
Not sure either on that one. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Hopefully the audience can too on that one. Sorry, I missed the opening of that one. You know, out of the community, but this should be an interesting one. Heard we had a game 3, you know, for one of the races earlier in the day. We're going to Graham pickup for Ninban. Now Fuse, let's see. I mean, really, it's still the early game, so nothing really major. Ooh, but avoiding the cloak. Wasn't sure which one that is.
At this point, opting to save time kind of makes sense. There's going to be something else somewhere. I mean, you never know. Tear of Blood could be in just the next check.
True enough. Though, I'd argue it's sort of worth it this early on, since you haven't had that much, you know, time to grind. You know, it was got, you know, right idea of at least beginning with that one, but Fuse first to the chapel. I always find it weird that Dracula's castle has a chapel in there. I mean, he's a vampire. I guess technically, unlike zombies, they can actually go into chapels, but aren't there zombies in the chapel? Or are those ghouls?
Maybe it's one of those keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer kind of scenarios.
Yeah, maybe. Just a coin there. Just a coin there.
Nice save by Fuse with the flying armor.
Flying armor is decent. Ooh. Some armor, and I did not notice what sword that was.
Was that Ascalon?
Don't know, but there's the double jump. Fuse not opting to go back. I think that's one of the halfway decent swords if you can actually use it, but I'm not positive off the top of my head. I know if it is that one, then it's, you know, a decent amount of damage.
Be interesting to see now that they have Malthus whether or not either of the winners opt to go down and do the stuff.
I know I'm a fan if you're willing to actually truly gamble it, of actually checking floating gardens early. High risk, high reward. I mean, you can pick up a few cheap levels if you can survive long enough, and sometimes those early levels really do pay off.
I agree, that's definitely a huge difference. If you can make it through the clock tower with limited equipment like this, it generally does pay off. Especially having access to the full shop right away, knowing whether or not you're going to need to sell off some bigger stuff. Can even change whether or not you're going to pick up Joyous if you...
I mean, you literally have to, you know, either pick up a good soul or just be very good early on, but it really does help if you can manage it. I mean, just killing like 2 of the enemies there basically guarantees you at least a level or 2. It may take you a little bit, but I have seen seeds where, you know, back during, you know, what was it, first race of the tournament? Literally, like, floating gardens. Had I not died, huge advantage was there.
Agreed. Floating Gardens is definitely part of that play. There's so many checks in such a small area, it's always worth going to, as long as you can route it in without going too far out of your way.
Very true. Looks like Fuse will be the first to grab the warp.
Alright, so definitely no study for Fuse. We'll see what Ninban chooses to do.
Looks like Ninban's going study. Going to study up on some stuff. And, ooh! There's our first bulk.
This is that point where I always hope they stop and read it early, but I know a lot of people just choose to wait.
And another spirit, and another soul, you know, in the center of that one. Too bad doesn't have anything that can go through the wall. Horse riding go. I believe that's the nightmare soul. At least that's the only one I could think of that's got the, you know, riding something. Ooh, and a black belt. Very nice, you know, increase to attack. And the, like,
Yeah,
pick up.
Dead Warrior is the horse riding ghost of a dead samurai warrior.
Ah, still useful. But, was that, didn't notice what, soul Nimba was using, but it looks like it's one of the ones that I think might be able to go through a wall. So, Nimba might actually be able to take advantage of grabbing that soul that, Fuse didn't grab earlier.
We'll definitely have a chance to see whether or not it's going to matter, and that's going to be kind of exciting.
Very true, very true. There's Gallimal.
That's another huge bit of potential when it comes to clearing out the inner quarters. You never know what's going to be.
Ooh, and Nimbin's already got a Rust Soul. Was that from a container, or was that a drop?
I didn't notice. Maybe chat can help us out with that one.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know. I don't have chat pulled up at present, sadly. We love you, chat. It's just... my PC just wants to act up here and there. And chat is a thing, if I've got to sacrifice something.
Ninban has a rush soul, and we didn't notice where he picked it up. And we definitely put this together in a bit of a rush, so I think everybody's willing to give you a little bit of...
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of game, it deserves some commentary when we can manage it. And the community's always willing to help wherever we can with this game. I mean, a lot of us love Castlevania, love the randomizers for it, and just, it's very under, you know, represented series when it comes to the randomizers.
There's a really good chance that Fuse might end up pulling a Black Panther off of Headhunter, and that's going to make a huge difference if it comes up. So Galamoth allows us to access 2 checks behind the Chrono Mage, which stop time when you enter the room.
Ooh.
Recently had a seed where there were 2 books there.
Ooh, and there's another book right then and there.
So each of our players having 1 book.
And I think that was behind... Was that behind the backdash?
That was backdash locked, yeah.
Well, considering Fuse is a skilled enough runner, he's got a weapon in... God, I forget the name of that sword.
Balmung is amazing.
Yeah, that cost me time trying to buy that during my last race. As someone probably clipped me accidentally selling an item for that, and then not having enough money, but yeah, that sword is an amazingly good sword.
Now, if you're talking about our second race, I did the same thing. I accidentally sold off my armor. I kept my weapon behind. I was trying to just afford something nice.
Yeah, I was, like, literally, you know, like, 8,000 short. I had the money to do it, but it would require me basically bankrupting myself and selling armor to do that. And it's just like, now pick up something else and come back for it. But yeah, that is an amazing sword.
Well, if you're trying to go for something like the Claim, or maybe for some Demon Mail, it makes sense. It'll make a huge difference.
Well, it's one of those swords I really do like using just because of the reach and because it's so versatile. I mean, it's got a nice reach, it's, you know, it's very good damage, and you can even, you know, use it to substitute for the backdash. As far as just the one entrance with that goes. Yeah, never realized the tongue was actually a hitbox for that part of Headhunter.
I also did not know that. Every time I get to watch a race, I learn something new.
Oh, but that is progression. Giant bat off Headhunter.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, based on the logic, I don't think having Giant Bat at Headhunter is actually progression. It's going to be handy for sure, but I thought that Headhunter Soul is specifically to make sure you don't get softlock.
I don't know on that one. But either way, that is good there. That's a lot of the castle now open for Fuse. So we are probably not going to see, you know, the same route choices, you know, this time around. There will definitely be some, you know, diversions here.
Fuse trying to get into the floor and just not finding any weapons or souls he can use to do it. This is just going to make another check. He's going to have to come back.
I think the, God, I'm trying to remember here. I think the winged skeleton can, if you aim it properly. Let's see, Ancient Urn. Should at least be able to heal. You know me, my place on this one. I will at least try to grind 1 to 2 early, you know, souls, just so I can actually make sure I've got something here and there. Ooh, but Ninban having, I believe, a soul that can go through there, we should still be able to see what that is real soon. I guess not. You're hoping that soul is not needed.
Gladiator not able to go through walls.
I know the fireball can, but I forget who does that one. It's like fireball. There's a few that'll do it, but at least we do know Ninban does have the Dead Warrior soul already, so it already has at least one of the 3 pieces needed. Let's see what Hammer's got, if anything insane. And of course, getting a lot of money. So anything good today?
I honestly thought Ninban was considering selling off that Balmung, and I got really curious.
Well, there's Demon Mail and a Tear of Blood.
Fuse picking up Undine in Dance Hall. And the logical giant bat very close by.
But sure enough. Yeah, opting to take off that Belm for, God, I forget what sword that was that he got. Ah, the ghost dancers. If you can clear them out fast, or an entire room of them fast, it is an okay spot to try to grab at least a soul from. In my opinion here. Then again, anybody that's watched me, notices I tend to try to grab a few souls early on because they can always be a huge, huge, huge advantage.
Well, with a little bit of luck and you picking up the right soul instead of having to find a canister somewhere down in the reservoir, it really does make a huge difference.
Hey, I've gotten a rush soul with literally the only one needed for that one being behind, it wasn't the forbidden area, but it was just like, so far out of the way. And a book was the very first item check before the forbidden area.
Yeah, if you get that in the first 10 minutes or so, you're really happy with how that seed's coming along. Makes you curious about how your opponents are.
Yeah, especially if it's a drop. That's one of the things about this game that just, it really does, matter some. But at the same point, it also complements a lot of different playstyles.
Alright, so we're going to get a chance pretty shortly to see what was, in fact, behind Galamoth.
Very true. So I don't know about you, but are you hoping for a Game 3 here? Because I know I am.
If there was going to be any match I've seen so far that needed a Game 3 with how tight these races have been, I would be excited for this one for sure. Also enjoyed that high five both players just had.
I mean, this tournament has been, a great way to help show off, how amazing the Castlevania randomizers can be, and how fun they are.
Well, now that Fuse has Undine, it makes sense as both a logical progression and a really nice area to get a lot of different items.
Yeah, never thought about just kicking off the wall on that one. I'll have to try to keep in mind some tips for my next race in this. But of course, the floating gardens. At bare minimum, we will be seeing this area again, because our runners, as you saw earlier, are required to get the... Ooh, there's Skyfish. They're required to actually beat Chaos in this tournament. Even with all good Castlevania runs, you kind of want the good ending. Ouch. Ouch.
These blue imps can be incredibly mean. Not just here, but on your way through the reservoir as well.
True. Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, I'd say Fuse definitely has a damage advantage for the next little while.
Very true.
Although Ninban getting some really nice double hits for the first while off of Headhunter.
And Ninban picking up their giant bat, which will be nice.
Ooh, Tear of Blood. Here we go. First Drax, now Tear of Blood. Now we just need maybe a claim or a death scythe.
Considering that Tears of Blood were able to be bought, though.
For a kind of steep 10k.
True. And there's the slide. No, wait. That was the kick ability.
Skeleton Blaze is our slide soul.
The Julius area. Ooh! But I think that's huge. Hippogriff soul for Ninban.
Definitely going to make traversing a little bit easier, as you won't have to worry about his MP in order to use Giant Bat.
Also,
The combination with
rune
Rune
ring.
Ring is nice too.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of keeping that rune ring on. If you don't have anything else, you know, major that you need, you just want that on. Yeah, didn't realize you could start walking through that one to turn it off, you know, to where the actual better spot was.
It's an interesting little time save.
Yes, it is. And Fuse isn't going to be hurt missing that check from the... I do have to say, one of my favorite things to use in this area, if you got it, the one soul that, you know, whenever you take damage, you turn things into money. I think it's the Mimic Soul. That thing is
Mimic
useful.
damage into money. Yep.
I mean, that is very useful in the clock tower, because if you screw up, at least you're getting paid for your screw-ups.
Hey, you never know. It makes it easier to buy some more healing items next time you stop by Hammer's shop.
Very, very true. And the non-boss Great Armor. So, what do you think will be behind Death? Anything useful?
Well, there's always a good chance he's going to carry one of our book souls, just because it is considered an item in the pool.
True enough. I think a very good fast damage dealing weapon for Death. I have to say, if you can't really find any good fast damage dealing weapon, the Needle Soul will actually help destroy Death fast as anything, in my opinion.
Needles, really?
Yeah, because you can actually just spam them. They're pretty cheap on the cost, and you just start, you know, spamming them right there. You just keep dropping them on there and just keep breaking. And Fuse having a very good death fight so far. Ooh. Whatever it's called that gives, you know, Khan. And ooh, some milk too.
Gorgon soul, okay.
Ooh, what a beam skeleton pickup for Ninban. Though I don't think they're opting to keep it. Now that could be good, could be bad. I don't think it's one of the required souls, but I know we've seen what? The yellow one? Have you seen the red one yet? Or just the yellow? I know we saw 2 of the books, but I'm not positive.
Those were
what
the
color
2
yellow
books
was.
that we got, both the red and the orange.
Ah, so yes, it isn't needed.
I didn't catch the text on our red book, unfortunately. I can't tell you which soul that was, but we do know that Dead Warrior is going to be our orange.
And we know at the very minimum, Ninban does have Dead Warrior. I haven't seen Fuse open its menu bit to be able to say for if he not has that as well.
I do believe both of our runners have Dead Warrior. They also both have the 3rd book, but Ninban found our red book in the study.
I didn't notice the 3rd book. I did see 2 of the 3, but still, you know what I mean.
Well, that's what I mean, is book 3 is the book that both of our runners have. Book 1 being the one that Ninban found in the study, and we haven't seen the blue book.
Well, I think Fuse actually left it, reset after reading it, but still. They have the information, at least for one of the books. Of course, Ninban having information for 2 of the 3. So far, this seed has been pretty interesting as far as routing goes. Ooh, but that is that what I think that was?
Skula. Definitely nice guess by chat.
Very, very true. That might be very important. If our 3rd book and the souls needed for it are down below in the castle depths, then Fuse might be in trouble.
Skula is in fact required. There is no way to reach Chaos with that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I forgot. Since every spot in the chaotic realm. But Ninban making it to the top floor. I don't think he thinks that he's got everything, but I could be wrong there if he wants to give it a go or not on Graham. But at the very least, we will see him open up the way point to be able to get back here in an instant.
It's still quite a bit too early to tell for sure who's going to be in the lead, but I think it's definitely advantage Ninban having Skula already out of the way. It's not very attractive to go back and check that torch. You know it's a soul, you know you might need it, you know that it's there. But you never know, right? What you could need could be somewhere else.
Very true. Let's see who you got. Ooh. Was that Cockatrice, or it's the ability to stop time?
Chrono Mage in the top floor, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Unless required, not doing us too much good, but just adding to the pile.
Yep. More powers for Soma.
So Fuse is going to be on his way to finding Book 1 fairly shortly down in the study.
Very true. And taking the safety save here and the heal. Oh, and there it is!
Oh, there's our last book. Read it, read it, read it.
It said something like high
Skyfish.
speed.
It's Skyfish.
Ninban's got Skyfish. Ninban's got Dead Warrior. I don't remember what the what the red book said.
I did not catch the text on the road book either, so we might just have to wait on that one.
If chat can help us out here, this is huge.
Chat says book 1 is slime, so that's go mode for Ninban, is finding slime.
True. Oh, and is this? He's got go mode! Oh.
Skyfish's direct text is a creature that moves at high speed.
It doesn't even have Sky, or was that in Floating Gardens? I forget which. I know one of them has Skyfish, at the very minimum.
Trying to remember where Skyfish came up. It did show up. I believe it is Ninban that has it.
I know Fuse at the very minimum might, but I'm not sure. We'll see real quick. Because I know if I were Ninban and I had it, I'd be going to Graham. I would take the teleport and go immediately to Graham. I don't think he's got it.
That's a pretty safe assumption right now, after having read the book.
Yeah. All he needs is Skyfish. If I recall, was it the very beginning of the... God. Yeah, it was very beginning of Floating Gardens.
Are we actually certain that Black Panther is one of the souls that can be in a book? I don't think that's possible. Not scripted in the original game because Black Panther was found after Dracula anyway. I guess randomizers are written a bit differently, but I can't seem to find any text that indicates Black Panther in our dictionary for beast.
I'm not sure on that one, but I know Winged Skeleton can. I don't know about Black Panther myself. But then again, I really haven't ever seen that come up. Someone might have, but I know I haven't personally. And Death is down for Ninban. On Ninban, just go to the Floating Gardens and you've got this. Ooh, and there's Satan's Ring. A pretty decent accessory, if I recall.
Yeah. Probably better than the Black Cloak. I think he's using Ancient Belt. Still an improvement.
Very true. As soon as Ninban checks out the Floating Gardens, they'll 100% be in go mode, though if he gets it as a soul drop sooner, then, well, they'll have that as well. But opting to check the lower area of the clock tower. Although I do have to, wonder, how did a clock tower become flooded?
Maybe it runs on water instead of electricity.
Yeah, maybe. I could see it too. Ooh, and the tiny devils. Oh, this chamber is annoying.
I think this is one of those moments where Ninban's getting punished for finding Skula for...
True enough, but opting to take the reset, so that's at least pretty good. Fuse finally about to check the shop for the first time.
Oh no, but he didn't go up and get Skula. Well, I guess he can get the MP refill up from Mina and then head up and check it after.
Very true. Ninban just saved scumming the bottom part of the clock tower. Ooh. Sell some tasty meat in the shop. That's always a good item.
Potato pancakes, the burnt edges are the best part.
I know we had a question about that when signing up for that one. That being a huge reference to one of the to the beginning parts, and there's the skeleton blazer.
Well, I don't know about you, but I would definitely prefer some burnt potato pancake.
Well, then Fuse just picked up Skella. Ooh, and Ninban finding his Drax suit. Ninban is close, very close. Oh god. I think we're gonna have a double goat here.
This would just be following suit, this pair of runners, and it is incredibly exciting. Alright, so Ninban gonna head up to Graham. Fuse is gonna find his blue book right up beside Graham any moment.
Not only that, but we'll also immediately get the slime afterwards. I think Ninban's trying to find the fastest way out of here. Oh, an armor of fire refused. Probably not going to grab it. Probably not going to use it, but definitely sellable. All Ninban needs to do is find a teleporter to to get back to the top floor.
This just goes to show the floating garden is still a bit of a maze.
Yes, that is very true. Now, where is the fastest teleporter? That is the best question here.
Well, from Clock Tower, yeah, we just have to head right after using Skula, and it'll be just at the bottom.
Okay, then Ninban might be in the grand fight slightly ahead.
Well, it's tough to say. Fuse doesn't have to go very far for Giant Bet, but also never picked up Hippogriff, so there's going to be a bit of MP management.
Not only that, but although Fuse still needs to grab Slime, but oh,
Oh no.
ouch.
Oh, that's twice. There we go. This'll do it.
It looks like Ninban is stocking up on supplies before going in. A very smart play.
I think Fuse is going to feel incredibly rewarded for putting in all that effort. Not sure if he realizes he has everything he needs.
I'm not sure either.
This is definitely a good sign. Ninban buying a Levitain, you can definitely appreciate that.
I think it's going to come down to who can actually beat Graham first, and then who can get through Julius.
Chat's got a good point, though. Ninban having Hippogriff is going to make quite a bit of a difference going through the chaotic realm.
That is very true. They're getting close. Fuse being the first into Fuse being the first into Graham.
Doing 21s. We'll see what Levitain has to say about that. Just like the last race, it's down to the wire. You can't even tell.
I think just trying to figure out which is the best damage dealing of that one.
Balmong not a terrible choice. I personally would still go with the Levitain just because of the way that Graham moves around, being able to attack in between the.
Very, very true. Ouch. Getting some of that potato pancakes. And Fuse is the first into phase 2 of the fight. Well, the second part of phase 1, I mean. You know, I just realized something. Fuse doesn't have a rustle.
Well, it's kind of the same situation they're already in, as can Fuse put out enough damage before Ninban catches him.
Very true. Ninban is in the second part where you actually need the souls equipped. I personally always thought you had to have it equipped, you know, during the entire fight, not just this part.
Really just that last hit in between phases.
Ah,
Unless you're going to count out the damage, it's a bit safer to have it on early, but there are some cases where it can make a huge difference.
very true. And Ninban's on to the second part of the fight as well. This is really going to be a very, very, very close finish.
Just that moment where both Grams decided to close both hands at the same time.
True. And almost simultaneously.
Oh, this cannot be more intense.
You pick both of them picking up the items.
Well, who doesn't like a cream soda after a hard workout like that?
Very true. However, I don't know if Fuse... I know Fuse is probably going to go back and heal up. You know, stop by Hammer. But does Ninban need to? Remember, he picked up stuff before. And do you think he feels like he has enough to get through without going back to Hammer to buy things?
Well, I think he knows he hasn't picked up enough to justify making more money in order to buy something. So it is kind of handy he has already done that shop. And we're going to see him actually go the reverse route through Clock Tower to get to the Floating Gardens.
Well,
so we
because-
won't be seeing a repeat there.
Likely. I mean, which do you think would be the fastest way, I wonder?
You know, I've
This
always
way-
kind of been under the impression that going through Floating Gardens was the quicker way. Just warp back to the corridor and make your way up. There's a lot more falling in Clock Tower, so maybe without Black Panther this could be more.
Maybe. I mean, it's less movement overall. Plus, you can pick up a few battles here and there to get some extra experience if you need it. Ooh, I think Ninban was thinking about it, but decided against it. But this is where Hippogriff is really going to help him. As they're now on the same screen.
High five.
Yup.
Galamoth checks had Hippogriff.
Yep, which is paying off huge for Ninban. Looks like they'll be going into the Julius fight just about at the same time, with some of the best music in the game. And Ninban's the first into the fight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Heart of Fire, everybody. Ninban opting for Levitain, while Fuse opting for Belmont. This is
Fuse
very
is
intense
making
and very swift.
Very nice work out of the backdash cancel on Balmung, though. Very good damage up.
Very, very true. These runners are putting on a show for you all. This is just crazy how close it is. If you're enjoying the action here, please don't forget to give our runners a follow. I'm sure someone could probably drop a link in chat for that. They've been actually making very good use of those that rush roll. Looks like Fuse is the first one into the sub-weapon phase. Ninban's gotta be close. He's gotta be careful. And Ninban is on to the second part of the fight as well.
I think this is a really good example of just how big of a difference that extra 20 damage from Balmung can be, right? This backdash canceling has historically been amazing for Castlevania games, but it's just not one of those things you can do without putting in a bit of practice.
Very true. Although Ninban actually being able to get a Rust Soul for like a couple hundred damage, well,
Fuse is on the way to the Chaotic Realm.
just take... The question is, did Fuse go and stock up?
I get the feeling he's probably pretty comfortable with what he's got right now. He's still got a fairly good damage weapon, right? You can use the same tactics on Chaos Phase 1. It might be a little more difficult depending on how he decides to handle the eyes for Chaos Phase.
Very, very true.
Ninban, by the way, just scaring me with the health timing.
And Ninban through his actual fight as well. it's going to come down to the final fight. But will that Rush Soul come into play? I think that might be the tipper.
It was only a couple of weeks ago that even I realized you were able to do that from watching a race just like this and saw it. It's free. Just take a Rush Soul and you knock out an eye. If you have any mind refill whatsoever, you take out the little right eye after, and then you're just doing 4 times as much damage. If you have it, you kind of have to do it.
Well, unless you have the Red Minotaur, I think. That, I think, is the preferred method for just sheer overall damage. At least for the normal speedrun, if I recall. I could be wrong there, though. Ooh, Ninban's gotta be, careful. That low on health.
Fuse was also taking quite a bit of damage in the chariot room. Thankfully, not all rooms are like this.
There are no Black Panther, so that is, an interesting thing for movement. But Ninban getting poisoned.
I would love to know where Panther could have been, but then knowing that we have the entire reservoir completely unchecked means there's a lot of options.
Very, very true.
It's also nothing to scoff at that even without Panther, this is barely over an hour long for a scene.
Very, very true. Ooh, there's the soul. Let's see. And just the kicker skeleton. Been also opting to check that one.
Now, honestly, I'd be hoping for a Chaos Ring.
True. And they're in the same room again. Ninban has caught up. My, the power of that Hippogriff Soul. Not having to wait on MP regain is paying off big. It looks like Fuse will be the first into the Chaos fight. Actually, it looks like they'll be in the exact same time. And it's Ninban. Wow, this will be close. This will be very close.
I'm really excited to see what happens here. How's chat feeling?
I've got to say, though, the thing that I think is going to make a difference is that Rush Soul.
It's hard to deny how good it's going to be in the start of the second phase.
Ninban does have at least one mind up, so that will help. Oh, and he's also got a Rune Ring, too. So, if he really wants, he could actually start, using that to help with the MP regain.
I feel like Levitane's putting in a lot of work for this bit.
Yes, I think it's outpacing Elma, but it's hard to tell there. They both only have one orb left to get to the second phase.
We could be looking at another tie here if both players play their cards right.
Here's hoping. Both of them opting to get rid of the eyes, like you said, that one. Ninban remembering he's got the rune ring. Oh, this is going to make a huge difference. Heal.
Both players give me a really good scare when it comes to their health.
Very true, very true. Oh, the power of the Russell.
And that's what we're looking at right now. Fuse doing 21s, Ninban doing 7s, but the Russells, it is gonna put in quite a bit of...
Very true.
Oh, with Ninban switching to Balmong as well, that's much closer.
No!
Oh, just gets comboed.
Ouch.
Fuse lucky to avoid that as well.
Yeah. I don't want to be the person that's like, I hope Fuse takes a death, but, I just hate to see, you know, race decided like that.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that you missed the end of the last race, but this is exactly what it was like with a couple chaos deaths going around. It was just back and forth.
Ouch.
It's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
I know, but you don't want to ever see a race decided on just a small slip-up. But that backdash cancel paying off in spades for Fuse. There goes the potato pancakes. And Ninban's already back on the second phase. It's going to be close.
Fuse playing a little bit of chicken with the smaller orbs. I've definitely taken many a hit from Death's Scythe as it spins off after death, but at least you can still control
That's
yourself in
GG.
that case.
That's GG for
GG's to
Fuse.
Fuse. Very well done. So Fuse will be carrying on into round 2 of the lower bracket. But I still think that was an incredible race by both players.
Very true. Very, very true. Very, very, very close. And I'm assuming Ninban has forfeited. I don't have the SRL room up, but I'd assume since pausing there. Do you want to try to invite our runners in for a post-race interview?
I am going to hop into the race channel and see what's going on there. Welcome in, Ninban. How are you feeling?
Those are great races. I also randomizer is very great.
It's really hard to hear you, Niban. Possible to turn your mic up the tiniest bit?
Nah, I can't turn it up because it's already at maximum volume.
Might be on my end.
Well, I definitely want to start by saying amazing game. Not good game. That was amazing. Both races back to back were both down to the wire, and it was an incredible watch. You guys did a great job.
Thanks. Yeah, that was really great. And going against Fuse, which is a good hunter of this game, it was amazing. I mean, those were close races, so I'm glad I made it. I did not made it far in the tournament, but I'm glad I made it this far against great opponents like Fuse and Podolok in the first round.
And we're glad to have you, in the tournament on that one. I mean, you two, basically were at Chaos at the exact same time. You both entered the grand fight, at the same time. You both entered Chaos, basically about, less than 5 seconds apart?
Everything from Go Mode onwards was almost entirely in sync. And as you were picking up Skyfish, Fuse was just up at the top floor, and found his blue book and Slime, and you both met up at Graham, and just you were following each other, trading back and forth a little bit. You had a little bit better gear. You had Levitain going for you. Fuse was putting in a lot of backdash canceling work with Balamung, and it was absolutely incredible.
Nice, I'll be sure to watch this back.
How did you feel about the seed? Like, what were you thinking as you progressed forward?
And not having Black Panther is bad for me because like I started this Rando a few weeks ago, so I'm not very good on the execution side. And I knew the Havekeeper was early, so I knew Fuse was probably doing much more backdash cancels and movement, much better execution probably. So the seed felt bad for me, but I had fun, and it's 2 seed in a row where Skula is basically useless, and the other Grand Reservoir. So that was funny.
You actually made the really good choice of going back and collecting school a much earlier. There was a bit of a divergence in the second race, which we didn't see in the first one, and that was one of them. Is you had school for quite a while, and that gave you options. I think we're all pretty happy that you didn't dive down into Reservoir, because other than that's probably where Black Panther was, I don't think there was anything else you could have got.
Claim so late, maybe.
I mean, the claim is the claim, and it's always, you know, a claim to fame. Sorry, I couldn't help myself on a bad pun. Started in, you know.
Well, claiming your claim wasn't a great claim as a poor claim.
I'm not even going to try to claim that was a good one.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, thank you both for commentating this race. I'm sure to watch this back, and I'll be sure to play more. I also randomizer. Actually had very great fun playing this and practicing for the tournament. So I'll probably continue playing it once in a while and participating in races.
And we definitely look forward to having you with them. There have been some great races in this. Anything that's happened so far in the tournament is no exception. I definitely want to throw out there again that even without Black Panther, the fact that you guys had just over an hour-long seed is an incredible speed. Frankly, it's one of the higher speeds I've seen where Black Panther isn't in that first 20 minutes, and you both made really good work of Giant Bat, and I'm incredibly excited to see what else will happen over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty amazing. Randomizer is quite action-packed, so there's not really any pause moment. Even when we don't have Black Panther, you're always on the move, so it's really fun to watch.
Very well, thank you again so much for racing. I think we all enjoyed it quite a bit, and hopefully we'll get to see more of your races soon.
Yep. Thank you all. Have a good night.